Alright, hello everyone. This is a video demonstration of the World Flight game on the Quest store. I'm playing on the MetaQuest 3, but it is compatible with the Quest 2 as well, I believe. And it's a game that came out a couple years ago, but I hadn't seen any more recent ones with the latest update, so I thought I'd just create one just in case anyone was curious if anything has changed. So, World Flight is a flight simulator that takes inspiration from Microsoft Flight Simulator in the sense that you can fly pretty much anywhere in the world. Uses maps to generate the terrain and whatever you're going to be flying over, and you can set things like the time of day, the day, month, and the weather. And you can choose from 3 different planes, so an airplane, like a propeller plane, a helicopter, and in the newer update, an A-10 jet. So we'll stick with the airplane. There's a couple problems with the jet, especially when it comes to taking off from an airport, and I do find it a little bit difficult to control, so we'll stick with the propeller plane. Let's start at Vancouver Airport. So we'll set that as a takeoff point. We can add a waypoint as well if you wanted to say add a mid-air or mid-flight destination. And why don't we do that and land at Boundary Bay, somewhere close enough that a video won't take too long. So yeah, let's take off. Alright, so we've loaded into the plane. So we're sitting in Vancouver Airport, or at Vancouver Airport. We're sitting in a little propeller plane here. You can see that the doors are nicely modeled. The cockpit itself, there's a little seating area in the back. If you turn the option on, you can also get little checklist clipboards to help you, take off and land. But it's a fairly simple procedure, and I turn it off to avoid the clutter. But yeah, let's get started. So we'll turn on the fuel cutoff. We will turn on the fuel pump. You can also flip the fuel tank from internal to external on at least the jet and this plane. I'm not sure about the helicopter, but I'm not entirely sure what that does. You can also turn on the nav light. So why don't we do that? Nav and strobe lights. I'm not a pilot. I don't know what they do, but in the game I know that it turns those 2 lights on there. Yeah, let's start the engine. You can hear the engine spin up and the propeller start turning, and our monitor is set to be the front camera. Turn off the parking brake, and we push the car to the max. Let's get going. So as you can see, the map itself is not most clear, but certain buildings are, I want to say model, but I'm pretty sure they're just generated model. It's not based on the actual building. But grab the control stick here and take off. There you go. Terminal buildings. Not looking terminal buildings, but at least there's slightly 3D kind of see planes as well. I'm not entirely sure what the source is for these map images, but they definitely are close. But I'm not surprised given that in the Quest that there's not too much processing power. Not anything close to Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it gets a job done without PCB. So there is a fuel gauge. You have to watch that if you go to long flights. There's altitude, speed. I'm not really sure what the gauge is. There's that thing where it shows that you get up to the ground or not. And as you can see, once you get the air, the camera flips to an actual map. Out if you want to. You can also flip out the camera if you prefer that view. Yeah, so we can bank well. by grabbing the actual control stick physically with the grip button. You can also use the left controller joystick as well. So if you prefer to just move the finger rather than your whole hand, that's an option. There is an autopilot function as well. It's fairly basic. It just points your nose towards your next waypoint, and I believe it just maintains the altitude that you were set at. It doesn't do anything fancy, like I'm not really sure where it's going. I don't think it's doing 460, but I think it's going to yeah, it's not the most intelligent, and it doesn't do anything like take off or land or anything like that. It's just basic, and once you get to the waypoint, it essentially turns itself off. And if you try to turn it on when you're ground, for example, it'll warn you that you're not going fast enough to turn it on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. It's giving us a nice view, you know? Gorgeous way that's but I can't tell. Maybe it's just yeah, it's just this is more industrial part of Richmond. I'm not entirely sure how old these maps are. I thought, well, I guess it's over there, like there's some IKEA warehouses. Looks like we are facing the right direction now, and we are continuing to bank. So let's turn autopilot off and yeah, try to get there manually. Just crossing over the Fraser River here, you can see the George Massey Tunnel, Keys Island. Pretty cool. I mean, I've flown this area on Flight Simulator so many times, but it's cool to be able to do this in VR as well. I don't have a PC powerful enough to run this in Flight Simulator, so that's just I played on my standard monitor, but it's cool to be able to kind of look outside the virtual window and see things from above. Attempt to land, I think. I've never done it before, and I'll be honest, it seems a little bit difficult just because it's hard to control the plane using my arm. Well, let's give it a shot and see how it goes. So I am going to and it looks like that's it there. It's not even airport. Okay, so that's pretty close to that okay. Definitely just closer than it is there from Richmond, but just turn around and try to land that runway over there. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go. I guess also the wind. In the checklist, there are some hints, and one of which is to be careful if there's a lot of wind, you should take off or land. So I guess it does play a role in the flight experience, like the physics of the wind is taken into account. But I usually just fly on a clear day because I'm not a great virtual pilot in the first place, so I try to keep it as simple as possible. But if you're into a challenge, that might be an option. And there are missions as well built into the game. So right now we're on free flight. If you prefer to have some kind of objective, there is a mission menu that you can pick, choose. I haven't been looking through other people that are right after. I guess I need to land, but maybe there's some other related challenges there. It's kind of hard to see it, to be honest. It's a little blurry, but we'll see what's happening right there. Guess what? Whatever it is, it's been light, so here down. Oh no, okay, so I guess we got to the runway, but yeah, this is dizzying. So once you crash, you kinda start flying around there, and I'm facing the ground, but yeah. So we'll head back into the main menu. Wasn't a great flight, but hope you enjoyed it either way. The mission menu. So there's two missions for airplanes. One is landing at Tokyo Airport. There's a leaderboard, which is actually pretty cool. Better pilots than me. So yeah, flight conditions clear. So I guess not many weather-related aspects with this one, but there's also a Paris flight, also clear. So I guess no weather factor there, and there's also one Manhattan helicopter tour with also clear weather. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, so that's World Flight. So as you can tell, it's not the most graphically pleasing, visually pleasing game, but if you're into flying, if you're into things like Flight Simulator, and you want to kind of have that feeling, but in VR where you can look around and actually control things with your hand, this is a pretty cool experience. I believe it's still an app lab, but it's not too expensive. Updates don't come very often. The most recent one fixed things for the Quest 3, so before the most recent update from just I think a few weeks back, didn't really work with Quest 3. There were some glitches like black bars when you're close to the ground, which pretty much made it unplayable, and it really took until this long to fix it. So yeah, updates don't come very often, but sounds like the dev at least is still slightly active, so there's some hope there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Just throw them down into the comments. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, either in this game or another one, please let me know as well. I'm always on the hunt for flight simulators. I do have simple planes. I've played Ultra Wings, but so far I think this has been my favorite, just free flight game for the Quest. But if you know of any more, please let me know. I'd love to try it. Alright, well thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you found this useful. Bye guys.